Hello, welcome to Miniature Realms. My name's Stuart. Today's video is going to do two things. It's going to show you the Krydrufi Painting Station 2.0. I've been using the 1.0 for quite a while, but they've also challenged me to do a bit of a behind the scenes of my painting area and how I use it in my setup, and also show you the whole office here behind the scenes at Miniature Realms.
Miniature Realms is proudly sponsored by Counter-Attack Bases. They stock a wide range of counters, gaming aids and movement trays for multiple game systems, and offer custom items to suit your club, your event, or even your podcast or YouTube channel. Check out the link in the video description.
So here's my setup before the new kit arrived, and here it is with the 2.0 version as a slight upgrade, but I'm going to open it all up so you can see. Now this box is a box for the 1.0 version of it, which is what I already have. So rather than carry on here, confusing you all, showing you what's in the box as I open it up now, I thought it's easier to go to the website so you can see the difference in a slightly clearer way. So welcome to the UK version, I believe, or the European version of the Krydrufi website, where you can get all of their kit. And this is the new one. This is what we're looking at today, the 2.0 Modular Painting Station. And if I click on it, it takes you through to the Kickstarter, and we'll have a little look. But essentially, you've got some different additions that you had before. You have the modular utility box, which is a little bit deeper than the previous versions. You have a texture dry palette, which I think is really excellent. A glass palette, again really excellent, and a couple of these silicon palettes, which again I'm using something similar now. They are really useful, especially with your contrast style paints. And these little silicon cleaning inserts look like they're slightly updated. I still have the older versions with what's been sent. You get a couple of sponges for your wet palette, and then a pack of 100 sheets, and this is the new kit. So it all clips together. It's fully compatible with your old kit. So much of it is exactly the same in terms of the inserts. Those little pots I've just pulled out there I believe are identical, and including the brush holders, that's all identical as well. And the little brush cleaners in the bottom, they look the same as I had before. So this is a pre-full production model. It's still at Kickstarter at the moment, and I've had this a few weeks. So obviously been sent stuff out when it's not fully ready, hence the box not having the right image on it as well. So I'm very lucky to have this a little bit early, but the main kit is essentially all the same. This is definitely much more useful than before. It doesn't quite hold a brush, but you can have other kit in the bottom. The things that really impressed me this time around, you get your wet palette, which I've already been using anyway, but the glass palette is super useful. I don't like to put my metallics on the wet palette. These little rubber silicone wells are brilliant, and then the addition of the dry brush texture palette there as well is really good and really useful. And I've put a sheet of cardboard in, and I'll show you how I use that a little bit later on. So here's the setup I use. I actually use the removable sections as the water pot. I know in a lot of their videos they use the main area as a water pot, and those are removable as storage. I put some of my tools in the new large section at the bottom, so it's just I can clip it all and take it downstairs if I want to. And then I have all of my brushes, and then some of my older brushes and dry brushes chucked in the middle. As I said earlier, the glass palette is perfect for paints that you don't want to be thinned by any moisture, so things like the metallics there, or you add the moisture you want to just by adding water to the top end. So that's great, and it just wipes straight off. And if it was fully dry, you could just scrape it off as well, just the way you would do with a tile. These little rubber inserts, I've been using an Army Painter version, but these are really great as well. They're fantastic. Add in some contrast style paint, and then once it is dry, you can just pop it out and peel it away. This is slightly sticky in the center still, because I didn't do it very long ago prior to filming this part, but you can just, as you see, wipe it away super easy. And then I've got a little bit of card here. I put a little bit of paint on when I dry brush, and I can take most of the paint back off onto the card, and then test to see how much paint I've got on my brush, what it will look like when I apply a dry brush to a miniature on the texture palette there, which is absolutely perfect. You'll have seen in a lot of videos I just use a bit of wood for this. This is again more compact, more useful, so I'll probably be using this much more now. It's just really great for seeing how the paint's going to look on your miniature, whether you've got too much paint before you start dry brushing on a model itself. Wet palette, I use the same way as I use all my wet palettes. I'm quite a fan of these. I'm quite a fan of the paper. It seems to soak through quite quickly, but the paint doesn't seem to run. I quite like it, and I've been using it an awful lot, and you'll see it more and more in videos as well. You've already spotted a few videos, no doubt, with the smaller wet palettes sometimes in the corner. I genuinely like this kit, as I say, removing my water pot here before I clip the bottom off so I don't have any spillages. I really like this kit because it just keeps my desk tidy, and I can lift the whole thing downstairs when I do paint at the kitchen table on a Saturday or something. I've got that little section at the bottom which I'll already show you with my blade and clippers and a toothbrush I use for cleaning my airbrushing. If I pop that out of the way, I'm able to show you at a slightly better angle my setup for my brushes. So on the right hand side are all my best quality brushes here, all the newest ones, and they get around to the slightly older ones that I often save for metallics and contrast, and then around the side there is the brushes that I tend to use for oil washes, and then in the top I've got, you know, brushes I use for pigments and dry brushing as well, and that's how it all lines up on my desk. Then, as promised, the office, and it's a relatively small room in a 3-story house. We are lucky enough to have sort of essentially 5 bedrooms. So my wife has a small office, and I have one of the, when I say larger in the UK, double bedrooms. It's not super huge. There's always stuff on my desk. As you can see, video on this soon. Loads of the roleplay stuff has just turned up, but essentially it's always quite full and quite messy. You can see my printers on my window there with stuff piled on top and terrain coming out my ears and projects there. This is stuff that never makes it on camera really, so I thought I'd show you that side as well, and it is unpainted 40k terrain on the tabletop as well, and I feel a little bit guilty about that. So as a reminder of what it can look like sometimes, what it looks like more often, here's all some old world terrain which is more likely to be found on the tabletop, just to provide a little bit of more channel relevant balance there. And then we look at all of my sort of really busy shelves that you often see behind me on camera shots. All the miniatures now behind the glass cabinet doors on glass shelves. This is all IKEA Billy cases with their glass shelves that they make for it, etc, etc. Some of the white dwarfs and things are on the bottom behind the glass shelves as well, but there's loads of books and games boxes off to the side which you might catch a glimpse of once every now and then. There's game boxes on the top as well. There's some in my loft area, so I am always running out of space for new miniatures as I paint them, and very, very soon more things will have to come out of these cabinets and replace with more glass shelves so more miniatures can go on, and that means more game boxes and books have to be sort of stored out of the way. Very much first world problems, I know. I've got loads and loads of space compared to most people here to store all my armies and things, and I'm very, very grateful to my wife for letting me have this room and this space, which I may not get to do if I didn't do this for work. As you can see, lots of stuff. There's a shelf there that's likely to have miniatures on it soon because it's got a couple of nice things to display, and I'll run out of space for them. Lots of novels and things there. There's novels around the house, but they're the more sort of wargaming related or adjacent ones, and a few history books and things as well. And then a shot you really do very rarely see my computer side, the bit I look at when I'm recording my to-camera bits or podcasts, or when I'm streaming. My iMac there, nice small one, so I can take it downstairs and edit. Sometimes, doesn't happen very often. And a monitor for those slightly larger moments, and a small little amp there, preamp for my mics. I can't go much higher than that little stack of games there, because on the top of there is where I tend to store a lot of the stuff I've been sent, and there's lots on there that's NDA at the moment. A future project I've been planning, maybe. Long way off that one, got way too much to do, but you get the idea. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go and check out the Kickstarter for the 2.0 Modular Painting Station. As I've already said, that I've used the first version for a long time, mostly as a painting pot and a caddy for holding my paintbrushes and things and keeping it tidy on my desk. But I've increasingly moved over to the smaller wet palette as well, partly just because it means I'm changing my paper more often, and it's not going quite so manky and smelly, and it's a lot easier to manage on my workspace as well. So that's something that I wished I'd been doing for a lot longer than I have actually, and it's really, really cool. Hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes of Miniature Realms before. It's nothing special, it's just a room in a family home that I run my business from, but it's the same for so many of you, I'm sure as well. I appreciate how lucky I am to have such a large hobby space to do my work in. I probably wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't do work in this area. If I wasn't a commission painter and then making content, I wouldn't have been able to maintain this size of space in the room. I'd have probably been put back in a smaller room where I started. But hopefully you've enjoyed just having a little nose around. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, if you have enjoyed the video, give it a like as well. That really helps me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and check out all the other videos on the channel as well. Loads of different stuff, loads of hobby and painting, but also reviews as well, and I cover lots of different game systems, so it's well worth checking out. There's over 600 videos now. If you want to support me and the channel even more, check out my Patreon. There's a link in the video descriptions, multiple tiers starting at £1 as well, so it's pretty cheap, and it's a great way of keeping the lights on here and helping me make more and more videos. So thank you to all my existing patrons. Of course, check out the channel sponsor as well, Counter Attack Bases. Loads of really nice gaming aids for multiple game systems, as well as custom dice. But thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.